Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, testing, un, deux, trois. Let me know if y'all hear me in the chat as I pour this LaCroix. Nice and refreshing. It is an absolute... I need some... Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Oh, that is refreshing. LaCroix Limoncello. All right, do it. All right, y'all. Stop dicking around. Here we go.
A woman never belongs to you. It's just your turn. You lost your edge, she lost the traction for you. That's how it works. What'd you think she was gonna do? Tell you she cheated? Men cannot afford to get complacent in relationships. Get your fat ass off the couch, start lifting weights, and learn game. You're welcome.
And now your man, Donovan Sharp.
What's up, guys? It's your man, Donovan Sharp, and welcome to the 830th edition of TSR Live, your daily dose of toxic masculinity and misogyny. It is Wednesday, February the 16th of 2022. It is good to have you guys in here this afternoon. I have myself cropped in extra tight, I'll be honest with you, because my studio is an absolute freaking disaster area. It's disastrous in here. I'm making some changes. I have been re-inspired. I've been re-inspired by Myron Gaines to start using my camera sliders again. You guys remember I used to use my camera sliders all the time, and things got a little crowded, and just trying to mix things up here and there. Didn't necessarily want to crowd things, but I think it's time to bring it back. I paid $500 a piece for them. I've got 4 of them. So I'm absolutely going to start using them. So look forward to that. I'm going solo today, guys. No Devin today because I'm doing the Love is Blind breakdown right after the show, guys. Yes. TSR Tower's favorite TSR Tower's favorite dating show, the dating show that really started it all for a lot of you guys. That's when I really began to get really big, was with Love is Blind. That's really what kind of pushed me. I think I went from 25,000 to 65,000 subscribers in 3 months doing the Love is Blind breakdowns. Patreon shot into the thousands, so hopefully we can generate that generate that kind of excitement as well. Quick announcements before we get started here, guys. Be sure to get your hands on my newest free ebook. Pardon me, guys. 14 waves, 14 questions. Let me try that again. Guys, be sure to get your hands on my new free ebook, 14 questions she will ask on the first date and how to correctly respond. Simply go Go to donovansharp.com/newsletter, plug in your very best email, and the book is yours. That's all you have to do. I'm not going to spam you. I'm not going to blow you up. I'm not going to aggravate the crap out of you. Just trying to keep people aware of what's going on. Also, be sure to become a patron at patreon.com/DonovanSharp. There you get access to all past shows, the archive, Sharp Shorts, Ask Donovan Q&A, weekend webinars, videos banned from multiple platforms, access to Sharp Stream, and huge discounts on courses. Huge discounts on courses. Also, as a patron or a SharpStream member, you will have full access to all of my dating show breakdowns, including the entire season 1 of Love is Blind, which also includes the Love is Blind After the Altar. Those were very, very fun to watch. I also did 90 Day Fiancé. I've done The Bachelor with Matt James. Hashtag what are white girls at? So if you want access to all of those dating shows from from start to end, hit me up, man. Patreon.com/DonovanSharp, or you can become a member of SharpStream. Guys, be sure to like, subscribe, and share. When you subscribe, click the bell. Click the bell when you subscribe. That way you get all of the notifications, or at least that's what you're supposed to be doing. However, if you want to ensure that you are notified every time I go live, not just on YouTube, but any platform out there. Guys, be sure to download the Sharps. Wait a minute. Thought that was going to be a grand introduction. Be sure to download the. I don't know why that's not showing up. Doesn't matter. Let me go back to the main. Oh man, I'll tell you what, man. You take a few days off, you go to Miami, and all of a sudden. All right, let me. I'm here, guys. I swear. There we go. Good Lord. I thought I was prepared, guys. I'm telling you, man. This is like a muscle. you use it or lose it. But yeah, if you want to get notified every time I go live, be sure to download. I don't know why that's not coming up. This is weird. I don't know why this isn't. Anyway, download the SharpStream app. It is available for iOS and Android. Make sure you enable push notifications. That way you are notified every time I go live on any platform. This doesn't just mean YouTube, guys. This means if I go live on somebody else's platform, if I'm live in Miami, whatever the case may be, SharpStream will definitely get you there. So be sure to download that. Be sure to download that app on iOS or Android. I'm a little out of sorts, guys, but I will get things dialed in here. Shout out to my snipers on the SharpStream side. We've got Dre Raven, Geeky Anomaly, Apollo 137, Hellfong, JB84, RPAP, Alex K, Sirius, Edub 444, Blazanity, Lair Signal 94, Jblaze 11, and Black Sun 500. It is standing room only over on the SharpStream side because it is time for Love is Blind. Shout out to my sharpshooters on the YouTube side. We've got Ice Dragon Kid, Nasty Nabs, Dre Raven, double dipping as usual, who will also be at the CME. Appreciate that. King Life is in the house. King Life is usually double dipping. I don't see him in there. Tallulah Johnson at The Feminine Truth is in the building, absolutely. Of course, the lovely and talented Devin Chris Rice. Good to see you in here. Nasty Nab says he is ready for some misogynoir. We got plenty of. Listen, there was plenty of misogynoir when Tommy and I was on After Hours. Dude, what an After Hours that was. And I'm going to be honest with you. Anybody who saw it, dude, Tommy dominated the conversation. It was unbelievable. I almost felt like, Merch, I really didn't need to be there. Yeah, I sort of started the whole thing, but the way Tommy articulated his points, his rebuttals to the typical black female shaming rhetoric is a thing of beauty. I've never seen or heard anything like it. Never seen or heard anything like it. Me and Tommy, listen, man, we buried the hatchet. We buried the hatchet. We are all good. It was just a misunderstanding between the two of us. This is what men do. It is what it is. Yeah, Geek Anomaly says that on the Sharp Stream side says that, yeah, Myron is he's working on Studio B. So I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing that. Very, very much looking forward to seeing what is going on with Studio B. Oh, okay, you guys are giving advice. Okay, gotcha. Geek Anomaly says, Tommy Sotomayor got me choked up a couple times. Dude, he is, man, that guy was he's an absolute savage. He's an absolute savage. Yeah, Nina the Pineapple. Nina the Pineapple. I had to give her I guess, you know what, it's interesting. When I go back and watch it, it in the moment, it was like I wasn't doing any talking. I think I got more words in than I thought I did. But in the moment, it just didn't. I mean, I was like, dude, Tommy, like, take the wheel, bruh. Like, he took the wheel. But I think I mixed it up in there pretty good. Nina the Pineapple did not like me. She didn't like me very much. Do I give a fuck?
Nope.
Hell no. Nina did not like me because, of course, I called her out on her. She actually had the gall to say, as a woman of color, we have to go through blah, 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 blah. And I had to let Nina know very, very clearly, listen, sweetheart, I understand you definitely have your challenges as a Latina, but you experience America very differently than black women do. Listen, we talk about black women all the time and this and that and the other. Nina does not have white privilege, but she damn near does. Nina the Pineapple is hot enough to have white privilege. But even if that weren't the case, we can all still see that she is a Latina. Even if that weren't the case, for her to call herself a woman of color, that was grossly, grossly irresponsible. Then she went on and bitched and moaned about, oh, you know, you can be a blonde bimbo content creator. And I told her straight up, you guys can go back and watch. I said, Nina, sweetheart, you're bitching and moaning about first world problems. You're bitching and moaning about first world problems. You got hundreds of thousands of Instagram followers. You're a beautiful woman. I told her before the show. I told her straight up. I said, someone who looks like you should fucking be married by now. I said, how old are you? She said 26. I was like, dude. I said, what's the holdup? Someone who looks like you should be married right now. I told her, I said, dude, you could have a guy. I told her straight up, I said, all these girls that you're always on here with, they're always wanting a guy that's six this and $100,000 a year. I said, you're one of the few that could actually have that because you have the sexual market value to be able to do that. So what's the hurry? She did not have an answer for me. She didn't have an answer for me. So, well, her deal is that she's still hung up on her ex. Unfortunately for Nina, it's going to take her a while to get over her ex. Yeah, Jay Blaze 11 says Nina's more white than colored. I mean, when she said as a woman of color, I was like, whoa, hold up. I had to tell Nina. I'd be like, yo, hold up. So, yeah, she had that victim mentality. She did. And then, of course, the girl sitting next to me who said that her cooch was the portal to the underworld, she was crazy, but honestly, she was actually quite sweet. Even though when she would make an argument, hey, wait a minute, what's wrong with this? Or why would you ask her that? All it took was for me to say, hey, look, I just asked a question. And she would back down immediately. She had a very kind, very sweet disposition. And Tommy made her cry like 2 or 3 times. I actually felt bad for her. I had to wait until the camera was up. I was like, hey, look, you're okay. Like, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Hey, you're, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, it's not over. You're still young. That's how bad I felt for this chick. I was like, God damn, I did not feel bad for Nina. Didn't feel bad for her at all. Towards the end, guys, you will notice on that podcast that Nina actually started to cry. She started to cry and sniffle, and Miss Portal to the Underworld kept, trying to console her. And I remember thinking to myself, what the fuck is Nina crying about? I'm like, what are you fucking crying about? You're 4'11". You're a dude, you're a fucking 8.5. A lot of people think that she's a 10 out of 10. When you see her up, listen, I would absolutely. I don't know that I could smash Nina. Nina might actually be too small for me. Like, like real talk. Like this chick is. She is the smallest. Like she's just one. I don't know. She's built like Simone Biles, but a little more slender. Like she was little. She was little. Oh my god, dude! I would probably break her. God damn. Anyway, up close and personal, I would call Nina an 8 out of 10. I'm sure that she got all dolled up. She could be pushing a 9, but Nina's attractive. She is absolutely attractive, and but by the same token, that didn't stop me. That did not stop me from giving her the business. So I don't know why she cried. I don't know why she was crying. She said toward the end, "Oh boy, this is definitely the most." What did she call the most brutal or something like that? Like she had never, ever, ever been called out by the dudes on the panel. I just told her straight up. So anyway, that was a very, very interesting. It was good. It was good. By the end, guys, I was tired. I had a headache. I was ready to get up out of there. And I was like, I remember telling the girls, let's get out of here. It's time to fucking go. Anyway, very good time. Recovering from Miami has not been easy, but don't cry for me. Don't cry for me. Okay. All right. So a little later on in the show, I am going to begin breaking down Season 2 of Love is Blind. That's right. Season 2 of Love is Blind is out, and I'm going to be breaking down every single minute, piece by piece, play by play, in the typical Donovan Sharp fashion. Obviously, you guys know that I can't do that here on YouTube. Okay, I can't do that really anywhere. Guys, download the Sharp Stream app. You can watch for free on the Sharp Stream app. You can watch it live and in living color. If you want access to the replays, become a member of Sharp Stream or become a patron at patreon.com/DonovanSharp. There you'll get access to all of my past show breakdowns, including the replays of the breakdowns that I am about to beholden you with. I'm going to tell you what, LaCroix Limoncello, this is the best LaCroix I've ever had. I know it has nothing to do with anything, but I felt like merch. I had to do that. Okay, so let us get to before I get into the Love is Blind fiasco. I want to bring up a story. And by the way, shout out. Give me a second. Make sure I'm shouting out the right person here. Shout out to Smoke X Force 6 for this article. And the article that Smoke X sent in was written by Holly Riordan, who is a feminist blogger and a writer for ThoughtCatalog.com, which of course is another website that leads women astray with their articles. So let's not waste any time. Let's get started. 9 things that happen when you love someone manipulative. Okay. Number 1, you spend a lot of time apologizing. For some reason, she starts, you always feel like fights are your fault. Merch. Even when you start out angry at your person for hurting your feelings, they always find a way to turn the situation around to make you look like the bad guy. They never take the blame themselves. You're always the one saying, "I'm sorry." The one feeling guilty. The one begging for the relationship not to end. Gentlemen, what you're going to have to understand about today's women is that they've been raised to believe that behaviors that lead to cheating are healthy and normal. Okay? And because of this, they're not going to react well when you tell them that you don't commit to women who go to bars or clubs. You don't commit to women who keep in contact with men they've hooked up with in the past. Okay? They're going to scoff when you tell them that you only date women, you only commit to women who show you their phone whenever you instruct her to. Now, most women, they're not going to give up clubs. Okay, they're not going to give up staying in contact with past flings. They're not going to give up their phones for commitment because, number one, they're used to getting commitment for nothing. And number two, they cannot imagine their lives without entertaining multiple men who are all trying to hook up with her. But every so often, you will meet a girl. You'll meet a girl who really does want to be with you and is willing to pay the price, at least at first. You see, gentlemen, women can say whatever they want, but we know not to believe anything that comes out of their mouths as a matter of common sense. Now, we watch their actions, and when the rubber meets the road, most women who say they're willing to do what it takes to be with a man like you, they figure out very quickly that it is a lot easier said than done. And the very first time a man of value reprimands the behavior she said she stopped, she apologizes. Now, to be fair, and I've said this before, we as men, we have to expect that there is going to be a learning curve, okay? Women aren't used to being with men with this level of awareness, so it does stand to reason that they are going to slip up now and again. Because remember, these are habits we're trying to break. So we can't expect for perfection right out of the gate. We can't really expect perfection at all. Women are going to slip up from time to time, even after you've coached and trained them. By the same token, we must remain steadfast in our beliefs and never give an inch when it comes to the things we will not tolerate. So when she asks you if she can reactivate her Facebook page, and you tell her, sure, just make sure you change your relationship status to single, she'll get angry, she'll start a fight, then she'll accuse you of hurting her feelings. At this point, you calmly tell her, look, I'm not gonna put a gun to your head, okay? Listen, I'm giving you a choice. This isn't an ultimatum. You can either have Facebook or you can have this relationship, but you're not going to have both. So hurry up and make your choice, because I've got better things to do than to stand around and argue with a woman who is soon to be my ex-girlfriend. Now, realizing she doesn't want the relationship to end, she apologizes and drops the subject. Then the next day, she'll go and she'll tell her friend about the fight that she had with you, to which her friend replies, OMG! He totally turned this around on you to make you look like the bad guy. Why are you always apologizing to him anyway? You're too good for him, girl. Stop begging him not to leave. Well, after a while, she follows this advice and ends up sabotaging a relationship with a man she truly loves and respects, all because her friend told her she apologizes too much. Number 2, your self-esteem drops significantly. Before you started, she says, your person, or dating your person, you consider yourself strong and independent. Well, here we go with that. But now you aren't so sure of yourself. You spend a lot of time questioning your opinions, your emotions, your memory, and your worth. Your person's constant backhanded compliments and silent treatments will have taken a toll on you. What a lot of people fail to realize, and this is both men and women, is that in order to undergo a radical change that makes you into a better person, you've got to have your ego completely destroyed. Okay, you need to be taken down as many pegs as necessary to make you realize that you need to change. Guys, Michael Jordan got cut by his high school basketball team and then got beat down by the bad boy Pistons twice before he realized that he had to hit the gym and build some muscle mass to withstand the physicality of playing guys like Bill Laimbeer, Rick Mahorn, Isaiah Thomas, Dennis Rodman. Men of a certain age, we remember the bad boy Pistons. They kicked Michael's ass before he got into the gym. Tom Brady, recently retired, 7-time Super Bowl champion. Tom Brady had to sit behind Brian Griese at Michigan and watch him win a national championship, and then sit behind Drew Henson, and then he got passed up by every NFL team 5 times before getting drafted in the 6th round by the New England Patriots, and then sit behind Drew Bledsoe, who had just signed a $100 million contract. Brady had to have his ego completely destroyed in order to realize that his lack of athletic ability required him to develop pinpoint accuracy and really a borderline psychotic level work ethic. And when he did this, he became inarguably the greatest quarterback in NFL history. Gentlemen, Jordan and Brady, 2 of the GOATs, they had to be stripped down. They had to have their egos completely destroyed in order to grow and become better. So when a woman gets with a man who has himself together and he requires her to be the very best woman she can be according to his standards and expectations, he is going to have to break her down, guys. When he does this, her self-esteem goes right out the window. She questions her opinions, she questions her emotions, her memories, her self-worth, and guess what? She should. You see, ladies, if you really want a good relationship with a man who's worth his salt, your ego is gonna have to be destroyed. I'm here to tell you, okay? He's gonna have to break you down so he can build you back up. He can't build you into the kind of woman worthy of the kind of love and respect that he wants if he builds it on a foundation of your faulty programming that makes you think it's okay to put your relationship at risk each and every day. Right? Devin will not hesitate to tell you that I broke her down. I had to strip that chick down to the studs. And trust me when I tell you, she didn't like it. And really, neither did I. Being broken of her bad habits, and again, Devin was 39 when I met her, so these habits were ingrained in her. But being broken of her bad habits, that was not an easy process, guys. There was a lot of yelling on my end, a lot of crying on her end. But she has said many, many times on this podcast and recently on Fresh and Fit, she's a better woman for it. Devin is, without a doubt, the very best version of herself. She's mentally sharper, she has more self-esteem, she has more self-worth, which is based on actions of substance rather than attention from random men. And she is physically healthier than she's ever been in her life. And this is mentally, physically, and emotionally. So yeah, Holly, you're right. Your self-esteem does drop significantly, especially when you're with a man who demands your best, which is something you're clearly advising women against wanting. Number 3. You spend most of your time disappointed. Pardon me. Sometimes your person, I hate when they say your person. Sometimes your person promises you things without following through. Other times, fun nights are ruined with intense fights. Whenever you experience a little bit of happiness, it gets taken away rather quickly. Your relationship is a roller coaster with a million little ups and downs, mostly downs. Notice, gentlemen, notice how she didn't give any specific examples of broken promises. She didn't give anything specific. No specific examples of broken promises, right? Then she jumps right to fun nights being ruined with intense fights and happiness being quickly taken away. What she isn't telling you, gentlemen, what she isn't telling you is that these fun nights that are ruined with intense fights are because of things she's done during those fun nights. What she'll do is she'll tell her best friend about how her possessive, controlling, insecure boyfriend Donovan took her home for what she'll characterize as no reason. But what she won't tell her was that it was because she got chatty with the waiter and that he doesn't tolerate this kind of disrespectful behavior. She'll complain about the fight they got into about him not allowing her to go to happy hour after work with the sales department, but she won't tell you that Donovan will withdraw his commitment if she goes to bars or clubs, even if it's for a work function. Guys, I'm here to tell you, women are only disappointed when they can't have their cake and eat it too. It's like when they describe a choice as an ultimatum, right? Women only describe a choice as an ultimatum when they don't like their options, right? They call choices ultimatums when they can't have it both ways. What Holly fails to mention is that 9 times out of 10, these fun nights that are ruined with intense fights are caused by women like her getting out of pocket and the boyfriend not tolerating it. Everything is harmonious and peaceful when she can stay out of pocket without any consequences or repercussions. But if a man has the audacity to just up and leave because she had a headache and didn't want to give it up, she characterizes this as happiness being taken away. Why? Because happiness to a woman, gentlemen, is getting all of the benefits without any of the costs. And any man who abides by quid pro quo is clearly toxic and oppressive. Number 4. You start to lose yourself. Oh boy. Your person always gets their way, she says. No matter what, they end up on top. They pick movies, they pick restaurants, they pick road trip music. No matter what the argument is about. Oh, so now all of a sudden it's an argument. There are never any compromises. They always win. Your opinions stop mattering. What Miss Riordan just described here was dominance and submission. Not only that, guys, she used a very disingenuous hyperbolic standard to define what she calls never any compromises. Let me explain what I mean. Here. And I'm going to use myself as an example. Even though I make all of the decisions, Devin's opinion and input definitely matters. I make the final call. There is no question about that. Okay? But dominant men understand that two heads are always better than one, and that we don't always have all of the best information to make the best decision. Yes, I decide on the movie, I decide on the restaurant, I decide on the road trip music, but Devin does have a voice because, number one, she's earned it. Number two, I can filter out the good information she gives me from the emotional, impulsive jibber-jabber that her female mind can sometimes produce. Holly is describing a man who always has the final say as always ending up on top because, like most women, she thinks of relationships as a what? A competition. They always win. She says, no, Holly, relationships are about winning. They're about submitting to a dominant man. Okay? When the man is dominant and the woman is submissive, that's not losing your sense of self. That's called being what you're wired to do and be. And when this happens, everybody wins. What you did here in number 4, you start to lose yourself. What you did here is she is coalescing, arguing with submitting control. Those are two very different things. Arguing and submitting control, two very different things. She is telling women that if they're with a man who makes all of the decisions, that they're going to lose their sense of self. That's what she said. This is why we have women who compete with their men, then wonder why they're miserable. Then they go out and they cheat with a man who makes all the decisions. So she'll tell her friends, OMG, Keith always has to pick the movie, the restaurant, and the road trip music, but then wonder why she's losing attraction to Keith. Then years later, she'll tell that same friend about an affair she's having with Kevin in sales, and say, Kevin picks the day, the time, and the hotel. I don't even have to think. I just love that he takes control. Holly is advising women to push back when a man exhibits true masculine dominance because their opinions will slowly stop mattering. To me, it's fairly clear that she has never really truly experienced the joy and the relaxation that comes with being a man who is in control, and Devin can absolutely tell you. Number 5, you cover for them with friends. You cover for them with friends, she says. Whenever you retell stories about the fights you've had, you censor them. You make sure you don't say too many negative things about your person. You make sure they look like a better partner than they actually are. What she's saying here is actually true. It's actually true, but not in the way she would have you believe. And here's why. When she tells her friends about how you run your relationship, right? They're gonna hit her with the typical toxic shaming language, right? He's toxic, he's controlling, he's possessive, blah blah blah. So in order to avoid these kinds of statements made about their RP aware boyfriends, they water things down. Now, at this point, one might ask, well, why would she have to do this if he were such a terrible boyfriend? And the answer is simple. Because she wants to stay with him. Because when a girl wants out of a relationship, the narrative with her friends is the opposite, right? The way your woman, let me put it this way, the way your woman describes your actions is dictated by the way she feels about you. So for example, if she wants out of the relationship, she'll tell her friends, ugh, I hate that I have to give Steve a play-by-play about where I'm at, who I'm with, and what I'm doing. But if she likes you, she won't complain to her friends about having to check in. In fact, if one of them asks, you sure do text Donovan a lot, she'll say, yeah, I like to check in with him from time to time to let him know what I'm up to. Shows him that it shows me that he cares. If she covers for you, gentlemen, she likes you. If she complains about you, she wants out. Miss Riordan is characterizing a woman's censorship as something she's doing to hide the fact that her boyfriend is some sort of abusive, sadistic monster that she's desperately trying to get away from. But women don't cover for the men they don't like. Moreover, they don't want to hear their friends talking about how abusive and toxic he is when she tells them that she's not going out with them, going to the club with them on Saturday night because he doesn't commit to women who go to bars or clubs. That's the real reason women censor their relationships with their friends. It's because they know that these girls are not willing to pay the price for a good relationship and will do their level best to sabotage her. Devin made this mistake when we first started seeing each other. She told her best friend at the time about my requirements and the way I do things. And when Devin finally asked her why she didn't like me, she basically said, hey, I don't recognize my friend anymore. She made all these excuses. Listen, if you don't want to wear high heels, then you shouldn't wear high heels. You shouldn't have to be required to do anything. You shouldn't have to be jabbing yourself using a needle to try to, like, the way she characterized things, it was unbelievable. This is the way she characterized it. She characterized it like I was this monster. Women who are in relationships with men with this level of awareness, they go through this all the time. This is why they censor their boyfriends. Number 6, you make sacrifices for them even when you don't really want to. This will be interesting. If you give your person exactly what they want, they whine about how you must not really love them. They trick you into thinking that if you really cared about them, you would do what they asked. Oh boy. Gentlemen, look. Women make sacrifices for the men they love, period. If she doesn't love you, if she doesn't care for you, if she doesn't respect you, she's not going to make sacrifices for you. It's that simple. What Holly just told us is that she hasn't met a man who's worth sacrificing for. She'll say she makes sacrifices, but she doesn't. Because if she did, she wouldn't have added the redundant even if you don't want to phrase. Guys, listen, men of value don't have to trick women into anything. Okay? Men like this make their we make our expectations clear from the jump. We let women know, if you do X, Y, Z, you get to keep my commitment. But when a woman describes a man who voices his expectations as tricking you, she doesn't really want that man. She doesn't. Again, it's all in the way they characterized. Number 7. You've become convinced that you're the crazy one. Okay? Your person accuses you of overreacting to situations, and you've started to believe them. You've started to wonder whether their calm, cool attitude means they're the right ones and you're in the wrong. That's because you are. That's because you are. Women are the crazy ones, guys. Women do overreact to situations. Dude, Devin cut her finger in the kitchen years ago, and she completely freaked out. She wanted to go out and get stitches and all the rest of this nonsense. I said, no, you'll do no such thing. Wrap it up and stop the bleeding and you'll be fine. And guess what? You want to know what happened? I'll tell you what didn't happen. Her finger didn't fall off. This is just her being a woman. Listen, guys, a man who holds frame, keeps control, and does not allow a female's overreactions to affect them, okay, that indeed means he's not the crazy one, okay? I think this number 7 was just kind of a filler to fulfill, I don't know, maybe the article's word count quota, because the fact that she's trying to convince us that women don't overreact, that's just silly. Seems kind of weird to me. Number 8. You might become manipulative yourself. She continues. You might start telling little white lies to avoid setting them off. You might get a little sneakier about your behaviors in order to feel like you have a little bit of freedom. You might end up manipulating them back in your own way. Gentlemen, these are the musings of a woman who is doing things she knows she should not be doing. Why would you have to lie to avoid setting him off if you were doing the right thing? Huh? Here's another thing. All women are manipulative. But Miss Riordan here is blaming men for a woman's manipulative tactics. If you're with a manipulative man, you might become manipulative yourself. As if to imply that the only reason a woman is manipulative is because she learned it from her boyfriend. Gentlemen, and I want you to listen here. Girls learn to manipulate from a very young age, and nobody has to teach them how to do it. They figure it out very quickly, and it usually starts when they begin to discover that men want to have sex with them. What she's doing here is convincing girls to tell themselves, yeah, I was never manipulative. I only got this way because of Rick. Totally his fault. Finally, number 9. You feel like, Birch, your only choice is to stay with them. Maybe they have said they would hurt themselves if you broke up with them. Or maybe they have insinuated that no one would ever love you as strongly as them. No one would put up with you for as long as them. No one would ever give you as much as them. Either way, you're wrong for thinking, you're wrong in thinking you cannot leave. You can always leave. You can always make the choice that's best for yourself. She's actually right here, guys. This is manipulative behavior. A man who says that he would hurt himself if a girl broke up with him, that is manipulative and cowardly. And yes, women can always leave. I say this all the time, guys. You cannot control what a woman can or can't do. What this really comes down to, guys, is something I've said for years. Something I've said for years. And this is to never, nobody, man or woman, should ever take relationship advice from women. Like I said, man, Holly Riordan here is making women radioactive to the kind of men they want. But ladies, if you want to end up with a guy who looks like her husband, go right ahead and take this advice. But don't come crying to me when you can't figure out why he can't grab his Y chromosome and act like a man. Because when you characterize a man's standards and expectations as manipulation tactics, that's what you end up with. And that is the memo. Good to have you guys all in here this afternoon. Thank you guys very much for joining me. Let me go back to the main. There we go. All right, let me read my chats here. Man, that is really good. Rolla Tomasi's in the house, says this conversation is very problematic. Yeah, right? Real Femme Sapien is in the house. Shout out to Ali V. Good stuff. Okay, guys, so, oh, gotcha. So what is going to happen now? Is I'm going to shrink the audience. I'm going to go ahead and end the show. I'm going to shrink the audience down to sharp stream only because hang on a second. Let me bring this up just so you guys know what's going on here. We are about to break down Love is Blind. That's right. The dating show that started it all. Love is, it's interesting. I haven't found another dating show that I like. Oh, there we go. I haven't found another dating show that I like breaking down as much as I do Love is Blind. This is the one. This is the show that started it off. This is where I more or less got my sea legs. But I'm not going to charge you. I'm not going to charge you guys. If you want to watch the play-by-play, for Love is Blind, download the SharpStream app. I'm going to put up the instructions here in just a second. You can download it for Android or iOS. And you can watch this play-by-play for free. Now, if you want access to the replays, become a Patreon member or a member of SharpStream, and you will get access to not only this, you'll get access to all of my dating show breakdowns. So for now, I will see you guys over on the SharpStream side in T-minus 2 minutes. Take care. There it is, JB. I missed that GIF. I said yes, sir. And all right. Man, these things are hugging the hell out of my head. Woo! Wow. I'm definitely going to have to use another pair. This will give you guys a few more minutes to, God damn, that was squeezing the hell out of my goddamn head. I can't be having all of that. So, if you haven't downloaded the SharpStream app yet, I'm going to give you a few extra minutes while I switch over. While I switch to these earbuds that are much more comfortable. I always wondered why. Sometimes I can wear headphones for hours and hours. Other times I just can't. It's just how it is. I'm not gonna complain. I guess it just depends on the way my head feels. Just give me the brain drain over there. Jesus. There we go. All right. Go. All right. Much better. Oh, much better. All right, let me raise the camera here a little bit. Whoa, shit. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay. Move this over a little bit. Been a while, guys. It's been a while. Yeah, I know I'm still live on YouTube. All right, guys. So I am now going to say so long to my YouTube audience, my